Canada supports vulnerable in drought-affected Horn of Africa countries. To address food insecurity caused by 4 years of droughts in Ethiopia, Kenya, and Somalia, Canada has donated $57 million to help avert famine in the area that would affect 20 million people. Of the total amount, $49 million will be given to various United Nations agencies, non-governmental organizations, and the International Red Cross and Red Crescent movement to provide urgently needed food aid. The remainder will be used for the provision of water, sanitation, and hygiene projects, as well as programs in areas including education, women's empowerment, and climate change. Canada is a Shining World Leadership Award for Animal Protection recipient and the laureate of 5 Shining World Leadership Awards for Compassion, 2 Shining World Leadership Awards for Protection, and a Shining World Leadership Award for Caring. Our thanks, Canada and all humanitarian groups involved, for your generosity and heartfelt giving spirit. May the valiant people of Ethiopia, Kenya, and Somalia soon recover stability in an all-vegan world in celestial magnanimity.
Chinese study finds over half of hospitalized COVID-19 patients still have one or more symptoms 2 years on. A paper by researchers from a number of Chinese hospitals and universities that was published in the peer-reviewed journal The Lancet Respiratory Medicine reported that of almost 1,200 hospitalized COVID-19 patients in Wuhan, 55% of them still have after effects 2 years later. The health of these subjects was described to be worse than that of the general population, with 31% having muscle weakness and fatigue, and the same percentage experiencing sleep difficulties. There were also reports of heart palpitations, shortness of breath, dizziness, joint pain, headaches, and more. Such saddening news Chinese researchers on the lasting negative health effects in some COVID-19 patients in Buddha's beneficence made the world soon wisely choose vegan fare to ensure the ongoing strength and survival of the planet's population.
Turkish trade group resumes operations in Ukraine. The umbrella organization of Turkish business people in Ukraine, the International Turkish-Ukrainian Business Association, or TUID, has reopened offices in Kyiv and Lviv. Investments in the country from Turkish sources were estimated at $4.5 billion prior to the war. Burak Pehlivan, head of TUID, explained the urgency of reviving the economy, saying, Ukraine needs 12,000 tons of aid, which is equivalent to 600 trucks of goods. However, only 150 trucks can get through customs nowadays. He reported that the Ukrainian government has introduced an initiative to bolster the markets and is assisting companies in shifting to safer cities. Compared to March 2022, when 1/3 of firms in the nation had suspended business, in May, only 17% had not yet restarted operations. We applaud you, International Turkish-Ukrainian Business Association members, for helping to contribute to Ukraine's economy. In heaven's tender embrace, we pray that you and the Ukrainian citizens can soon restore much-needed services, supplies, and stability to the nation.
Innovators in Japan test self-driving bus that also travels on water. Engineers from a consortium consisting of 5 organizations, including the Saitama Institute of Technology, which developed the design, recently tested an autonomous amphibious bus. The trial was conducted at Lake Yamba Agatsuma, where the computer-controlled vehicle completed a number of challenges, such as switching between road and boat modes, detecting and avoiding obstacles, and more. It is envisioned that the versatile terrestrial amphibious craft that can carry 40 passengers will be valuable to help save citizens in the case of rain-related natural disasters. Great news, consortium engineers, on your successful testing of a bus that can travel on water, as well as be used as a potential rescue vehicle. In the grace of the divine, may the climate of our planet soon become stable as we live peacefully with our animal people co-inhabitants and each other.
Australian police conduct life-risking rescue of humans and canine family. 4 officers from Ipswich District, Queensland, received an urgent call for help regarding a van that had been swept off a flooded bridge and was wedged into a tree by floodwaters. Troy Ryan was trying to hold onto the passenger door, while senior Greg Forder was trapped inside with 3 dog people, Ghost, Molly, and a puppy, as the water kept rising. The brave policeman immediately waded more than 100 meters to reach the van. One freed Mr. Ryan and a dog family member, then returned to carry Mr. Forder to safety on his back. The other officers then rescued the remaining two beautiful dog people. The gallant constables have been lauded for their courage and quick thinking by the Queensland Police Service. We are delighted to hear of your rescue, Troy Ryan, Greg Forder, Ghost, Molly, and Poppy. Bravo, hero officers! May you always safely fulfill your mission to protect the precious lives of all beings in the support of the Providence.
German researchers show climate labels on menus, encourage diners to select plant-based foods. In a new study from the Julius Maximilian University of Würzburg, over 250 volunteers choose one of the 9 hypothetical menu designs, each labeled with every dish's carbon footprint. Some items had the choice of a high, medium, or low-emission version. The researchers found that the participants preferred the low-emission foods, which were plant-based. The authors concluded that adding climate labels on restaurant menus could reduce greenhouse gas emissions. Furthermore, in a 2019 survey by United Kingdom's Carbon Trust, 67% of the 10,000 adult respondents supported carbon labeling. Thank you, Julius Maximilian University of Würzburg researchers, for your study showing people will take into account the climate-damaging emissions caused by the unacceptable use of animal people for food when choosing their meals. In divine guidance, may every diner now select plant-based dishes and end the cruelty to our animal people brethren while also saving our planet.
Cat person reunites with human caregivers 16 years after going missing. In 2006, Ritz, a 2-year-old Great Tabby cat person, ran away from home. Human guardians Jason and Liz McHenry say that Ritz was like their baby. When he disappeared, they looked for him for months and never gave up on finding him. Recently, Jason received an automated text reading, "Cat Ritz has been found." Ritz had been living in a trailer park almost 10 kilometers from Liz and Jason's old apartment and was taken to a vet after sustaining a serious leg injury. Ritz's microchip was scanned at the office and revealed the caregiver's contact information. Liz McHenry shared, "He's been gone for 16 years. I didn't think this was possible." Resilient Ritz has quickly found his place at home and is now recovering from his injuries. A heartwarming reunion indeed. We wish Ritz the best of health and may he always enjoy happiness and the company of loved ones in celestial protection.